I think one of the benefits of Hesston College Aviation, from my experience, is that Hesston College, in its combination of academics and flight training, while we train quality pilots, our goal still remains the same, and that is to encourage people to be of great integrity.
Then working with Mike is kind of inspiring to me. Like, I want to be able to have the depth of knowledge that he has and be able to pass that on to my students.
So I actually born to want to become a pilot, especially America is one of a place that general aviation is pretty popular and in common. In my country, it doesn't really have that much a flying school or flying college yet, and I wanted to start it as early as possible. So I came to Hesston.
It's just exciting to kind of reach that process where you've put so much work into it and you have all these people rallying beside you, as well as instructors, as well as friends and family. And so when you accomplish that, it's an indication of kind of how much you've learned and kind of where you're headed. Right now is a really good time to get into the industry, and so I'm excited to kind of see how much it'll grow and what can come from that.
In addition to it being a regulatory basis, and there's additional benefits from a regulatory standpoint, it allows Hesston College to allow its students and enable its students to pursue additional academic and flight training opportunities that go well beyond what they may be able to pursue during the two-year degree program.
The faculty and staff are really friendly in the aviation department as well as outside.
We're looking for motivated students, we're looking for students that have good time management skills and who just have a passion for aviation.
Again he said, "What shall we say the kingdom of God is like? Or what parable shall we use to describe it? It is like a mustard seed, which is the smallest of all seeds on earth. Yet, when planted, it grows and becomes the largest of all garden plants, with such big branches that the birds can perch in its shade."
Earn your Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree at Hesston College and become part of their 50-year tradition of outstanding nursing education. Located just 30 minutes north of Wichita, Hesston College is a small, Christ-centered private college that provides state-of-the-art training for tomorrow's caregivers. The nursing program has maintained accreditation throughout its 50-year history, and 3 tracks offer you the BSN program you need to meet your goals, whether you are just starting out or building upon your previous education. The RN to BSN program offers hybrid courses scheduled to promote life balance, and also offers a special RN to BSN tuition program.
Small class size allows Heston College faculty to get to know and genuinely care for each student. A rigorous, holistic nursing curriculum provides practical hands-on experience in our active simulation lab. You will also gain real-world caregiving experience ranging from neonatal to geriatric in well-respected regional clinical agencies.
From my first contact with Heston College, I could feel the caring atmosphere. The nursing faculty made me feel at home. They walked me through the curriculum, and now as a student, they regularly check in on my life, my family, and my success.
Heston College provides the education and personal attention expected of a top private school at a cost comparable to public institutions. 100% of students who applied for financial aid received aid.
After classroom and clinicals, the ultimate goal is passing the RN licensure exam and getting a job. 98% of Heston College's 1,600 graduates have achieved a RN licensure. Graduates are well respected in the healthcare industry with a great record of job placement. My employer loves hiring Heston graduates and recruits them every spring.
Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Heston College BSN student. Learn more about the Heston College Nursing Program today.
It's crazy to see how far I've been able to come in just a little under 2 years. Years 3 and 4, we're going to have some upper level aviation classes that are going to be really interesting. We're going to be able to instruct for the college, which will be awesome. We'll get to help along some of the younger students.
It's just exciting to kind of reach that process where you've put so much work into it and you have all these people rallying beside you, as well as instructors, as well as friends and family. And so when you accomplish that, it's an indication of kind of how much you've learned and kind of where you're headed. Right now is a really good time to get into the industry, and so I'm excited to kind of see how much it'll grow and what can come from that.
And welcome everyone to Oswald Field here on the campus of Hesston College. Rusty Witcher with you here on the Lark Network as we are set for baseball action. There's going to be a little bit of a glare on the screen. We're going to apologize for that now, but we are inside the press box today. There is a wind shift line coming. We want to be comfortable. Larks are taking on York JV. Larks in desperate need of a pair of wins. They sit at 2-3 on the season and are trying to get back in track. This game was originally supposed to be played on Saturday. They tried to move it to Sunday after the 3.5 inches of snow that we had here in Hesston. So that's where we stand right now. They finally got down. York's about 3.5 hours straight up Old Highway 81. And they came down, Coach Dylan Roller and his squad, his Panthers junior varsity in town. Hey, fans, whether you're a fan of York, a fan of the Larks, we'd love to hear from you. Send me a text, 620-217-1465. I'll be joined here by Macy Murray here in a little bit. And if you have any questions, comments, or feedback about our live Lark broadcast, by all means, shoot us a text. So we'll take a quick look here at the starting lineups for both squads. And and I've got stats. I've got all kinds of things. This is going to be a lot of fun today, we think. So York's going to lead this off with Jason Valle, the center fielder. He'll bat first, followed by left fielder number 11, Alex Heinrichs. Joe Serrano plays third base, bats in the 3-hole, followed by Jason Swanner, the first baseman. He's batting cleanup. Kurt Dunaway, right fielder, bats fifth, followed by a 6-hole hitter, the designated hitter, Sebastian Rollon. Tyler Chavez up the middle at shortstop, bats seventh, with the catcher Dylan Wallace batting eighth, and Noah Long, the second baseman, Noah Lang will roll the order over, play second base. On the hill for York JV is James Mockery. Defensively for the Larks, Peyton Neiman will be in left field, Brandon Ketley in center, and Tate Winfield getting the nod over there in right field. Sean Maple at third base, the hot corner manned by the Aussie, Robert Salcedo and Yusei Hondo up the middle at short and second, respectively. Koi Kun gets the nod over at first base with Kunsuke Okada behind the dish. Dane Milburn gets a start. Dane has appeared in 2. He's 1-0 on the season, pitching 7 1/3 inning. He's allowed 14 hits, 8 runs, all of which were earned, walked 6, struck out 6, and has a 9.82 earned run average. Lark average or earned run average right now at 11.7. It's early. They're trying to figure some things out. Hopefully the goal is to get that down to about 3 or 4 by the end of the season. So again, whether you're a fan of Larks, fan of the Panthers, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us a text, 620-217-1465. And when Macy gets here, she'll answer all things Hesston College. This is York's first JV game on the season. I talked to Coach Roller. He said they're glad to get down to here to play, but we do have some wind going to roll in. Right now it's not too bad, just a slight bit of breeze. It's 56 degrees coming up on first pitch. As teams are still kind of going through their last warm-ups here. Busy time of year in Lark athletics. Take a quick look at the schedule. Coming up on Friday, we were slated for baseball. Now, this is February. It is fickle February weather. We're slated for baseball at 1 o'clock as Highland Community College from Illinois coming to town for a 4-game set. So Friday at 1 o'clock, we'll have baseball. Saturday, we're going to go inside to Yost Center for the final home basketball games of the semester, of the season, in fact. The Larks will be on the road from this point on after playoffs begin. Then we're going to go outside on Sunday for softball. So the Larks will be hosting, I believe it's Iowa Central coming to town on Sunday for softball, followed by a visit from Central Christian on Tuesday the 25th. So, and we are close to action. Dane on the hill here for the Larks. And we're ready for action. Fans starting to kind of make their way in from both squads. This turns, Mace. And so I am joined today by Macy Murray. Mace, how you doing?
I'm doing good, a little tired today.
That's okay. Hey, and like I said, if you guys have questions, comments, or feedback about all things Hesston College, relationship advice, Macy's right here. She'll give it to you. Send us a text, 620-217-1465. Number's right there on screen. And we are ready for action here as the throw coming down from Kunsuke. It's warm in here, we know, but don't worry, it's going to change.
Quite warm, yeah.
It's going to change rapidly.
Let's hope.
Oh, it is.
I think it's only increasing for the rest of the day.
The wind's coming.
I hope.
It is. So, Macy, a sophomore volleyball player from Colorado.
Yeah, Denver. It's a pretty fun place out there.
And next year?
Next year I come into Bethel.
Going to Bethel.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
just down the road.
And we are ready for action. Dane on the hill and facing off with the center fielder, Jason Valle. And Dane's first pitch coming up. Missing downstairs, 1 ball. You get to run the computer then eventually. Okay. It's pretty simple.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. The count 1-0, and Dane working from the windup. He rocks, fires, delivers. That ball popped out of play, back and down into the ball-eating bushes to never be seen again, and the count evens up at 1 ball, 1 strike. So the even 1-1 pitch, a pretty good little York contingent has shown up. That's fouled, backing out of play to the right, and the count now moves 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Dane working ahead. 6 strikeouts, 6 walks so far on the season for the sophomore from Nebraska. As we are playing baseball on February, and the off-speed pitch misses outside. The count moves 2 balls, 2 strikes. Glad Macy could join us today. She said she wanted to. Now she's here.
Now I'm here.
Making her debut.
You know, I'm starting it off. I have class at 3, but I mean, that's whatever.
The 2-2 coming up. Swing and a miss, and Valle goes down on strikes. And there's 1 away here in the top of the first. That'll bring up the left fielder, Alex Heinrichs. Heinrichs is a sophomore from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And Dane takes a little bit off, and Heinrich swings through the pitch, and the count moves to 0-1.
Have you ever been to Iowa?
I've been to Iowa.
I've heard it's not very, like, a lot there.
It was a lot of corn.
Yeah. All right.
The 0-1 coming up. That's on the ground, foul down the left side, and the count now moves to 0-2. I did not go to Field of Dreams. I went to Dr. Phil Miller's wedding in Iowa. So he'll be joining us hopefully next Saturday. Dane way ahead, 0-2 delivery coming up from the windup. And swing and a miss, and Heinrichs is retired. Dane takes something off, and there's quickly 2 outs.
Dane's starting off really good today.
He is. We got to do a quick change of this real quick here.
Probably put in the right teams that you're looking for there.
Be helpful.
Just maybe.
Yeah, for the strikeout. So the 0-2, or 2 outs rather, first pitch, and a swing and a miss to Joe Serrano, third baseman. First baseman batting cleanup. I'll get this right. Numbers are hard.
Once you figure it out, you'll figure it out. Same thing.
Thanks, Mace. Appreciate it.
No
Appreciate the
problem.
backup. The 0-1 on the way. And Dane takes something off there. The off speed quickly puts Serrano in a hole, 0-2.
Are they playing 2 games?
They are playing a doubleheader. You can see the wind starting to blow. Wind's going to shift and start to blow out. And the 0-2 from Dane misses outside. Kunsuke Okada behind the dish with the block. I believe they call Kunsuke Kyle. Is what his American name, so to speak.
We got Kyle. Who else is out in the infield?
Yusei's over there.
Larry.
Strike 3 called. Serrano looks at the pitch on the lower outside corner. Dane sends York 1-2-3, and we will go to the bottom of the first with the Larks coming to bat. And we'll take a quick look here defensively, or the batting order for the Larks. Leading things off, shortstop Robert Salcedo. Yusei Hondo bats second and plays second base. Sean Mabel swinging the hot bat for the Larks right now, batting third, with left fielder Peyton Neiman moving into the cleanup hole. Natty Solomon's the DH, and he'll bat fifth, followed by Koi Kuhn, first baseman. And get to my stats here, they're buried somewhere. Kunsuke Okada will bat seventh, place catcher Tate Winfield getting the nod in right field, batting eighth, and Brandon Ketley, center fielder, trying to roll the order over. That was something Mace that the team struggled with last year was the black hole of doom in the bottom 3 spots of the order last season.
That wasn't the best.
And it didn't matter who Coach Tim Cole put down there. It just sucked the life right out of the batting order.
It just didn't go very well for anybody, no. It's quite unfortunate.
So Sean Maple leads the way. He's hitting .471 on the season. Robert leads things off, batting .292.
And Sean was the Newton YMCA's Player of the Week.
Oh, yeah. Tearing the cover off the ball right now. Sean, 4 doubles, a home run, and 8 runs driven in. So Larks have driven in 35 as a team, but have got to do better here against.
This song playing right now, Caleb Stoll, the catcher last year,
Yes.
introduced it to me.
What's the name of the song?
UCLA. It's pretty fun.
Okay.
Pretty fun.
Macy's a renowned prankster on campus.
I'm known for my pranks. It's something that I do.
Heinrichs in left field, Valle in center, and Dunaway over there in right for the Panthers. Serrano is at the hot corner. Chavez and Lang up the middle at short and second. Swanner over there at first base. Wallace is behind the dish, and James Mockery is on the hill. Mockery is a freshman righty from McCook, Nebraska. And Robert will dig in here, and here we go. Bottom 1. And Mockery, the freshman, steps off, wants to get a new sign from his catcher. Got a text asking who's pitching, depends on who you're asking for. For York, James Mockery, Dane Milburn on the hill for the Larks. And the first pitch from Mockery misses outside. Ball 1.
I went ahead and told my parents I'm on the broadcast
All
today,
right.
so they should tune in.
All right. Mockery working from the windup against Robert. That pitch misses down and away, and our count now moves to 2 balls, no strikes. Robert Macy, he is 7 for 24 on the season, .292 average, but of his 7 hits, 6 are extra bases with 3 doubles and 3 triples.
Oh, that's really good.
That's wheels.
Robert's
The 2-0
and he's fast too, so that makes a big difference there.
does. It helps to be fast. I've never been fast, so.
Same here. I got short legs and a small stride.
Count moves to 3 balls, or 2 balls, 1 strike as that pitch counted of the outside corner. And the 2-1 delivery misses, and now we're moved 3 balls, 1 strike here. So the count now moves, and Robert well ahead. On the season, Robert has drawn 2 walks with 2 strikeouts and 3 stolen bases. That one downstairs, Robert looks his way to first base, and the Larks have a leadoff runner aboard.
And this is Larry up, right?
You say Hando. On the there's a music level on the amplifier that we can turn down. That's a little bit loud. You say looking for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 12. And now Mockery will work from the stretch position. And the delivery down into the dirt. A good block by Wallace, and the count now moves to 1 ball.
Larry was a pretty good hitter last season too.
He was. Just in the struggle bus early. Right now. Quick move over. Robert diving back in. A threat to run. Larks have stolen 20 bases on the season. So, Macy, outside of volleyball, is baseball your favorite sport?
I have learned to like to watch baseball. I used to not like it at all, but we've slowly made our way in, and now look at me.
Fouled back on the right side. Long run for Dunaway will drop foul, and the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike.
I also enjoy basketball. Basketball's another good sport.
What did you play in high school? Just volleyball?
I played year-round volleyball.
Okay.
Middle school, on the other hand, every sport.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
The 1-1 coming up now. That That one misses high, and Yusei looks his way to 2 balls, 1 strike. So no stats on York this season. This is, like I said, their first game of the year for the York JV, the Panthers. They count now 2 balls, 1 strike.
I've always had something against starting with an away game. I just feel like it doesn't get your season off right.
Okay. That one down into the dirt, and off goes Robert. Robert will take second base on the wild pitch. Seeing we can just... Now you have the runner on screen.
Oh, okay. That's
It's-
pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be your job.
I'm going to be able to get it down.
Yeah, Mockery on the hill. And now they count 3 balls, 1 strike. I missed the ball there. Robert with the lead over, and that one too far inside and draws the walk. Yusei will take. Robert thought about coming home. He'll advance. So Yusei draws the walk. And Robert's at third base. Runners at the corners here. And then you just hit the reset button and it clears the count.
All right, there we are.
Macy's got this. I knew she'd have it.
Getting under there.
That's right. So this brings up Sean Maple, and Sean 8 for 17. He's hitting .471, 4 doubles, 1 home run, 8 runs driven in here for the Aussie. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, slugging .882. The wind just starting to trickle a little bit out towards center field. Straight shot. 390 straight away, 275 down the lines, 350 to the alleys here at Oswald Field. And that pitch misses upstairs. Mockery struggling just a little bit. And they count 1 ball. People in attendance here. It's President's Day. I see some Heston's school kids here enjoying the day off. Can you watch a little baseball?
It's a nice day out, too.
It really is. Warm in the press box. That pitch misses downstairs. Another wild pitch. Robert trots in, and the Larks take a quick 1-0 lead. Yusei goes over to first, and the Larks on the board. 1-0.
A little bit of struggle there.
That's okay.
It's all right.
There, yeah.
Getting under.
Count now 2 balls, no strikes here to Sean. And the Larks on the board first without the benefit of a hit. Back-to-back walks, 3 wild pitches in the inning. And Sean has a runner in scoring position. And they count 2-0. That one misses downstairs, a block by Wallace, and the count moves 3 balls, 1 strike. 3 balls, no strikes, excuse me. Again, fan of the Larks, fan of York, send us a text, 620-217-1465. Questions about student life for Macy, she'll answer them.
I'm a part of student life. I'm pretty active.
That's right. So Sean way ahead, 3 balls, no strikes, and I bet that bat is glued to his shoulder as he'll be taking. That comes hitting high, and Sean draws the walk. Yusei trots up on the pass ball, or wild pitch. And once again, Larks with runners at the corners. With none away for Peyton Neiman. Peyton 6 for 21 on the season, 286 batting average. 8 runs scored for Peyton. And a chance to add to his 2 RBIs as Mockery wants to go through the signs one more time. York looks like they're going to possibly be in double play depth. So the 5'8 freshman from McCook working from the stretch in a bit of a jam and finds the bottom corner of the zone for a strike to Peyton. Natty Solomon, he's long, he's on deck.
I love that. Love a good memory.
As Mockery steps off. Long and lanky, that's Natty.
Is Natty the DH?
Natty's DHing, yes. Mockery working ahead, 1 strike to Peyton. And the pitch misses outside. Runner thought about coming home. A good knockdown by Wallace to keep. You say over there at third base. Had a pregame burger from the concession stand. I love that we have a concession stand downstairs now.
Who's working the concession stand today?
Was Brian earlier.
Brian?
Women's soccer coach Brian Kerr manning the concession stand. The 1-1 delivery. Outside, Wallace slides over and blocks, and the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike.
This Saturday, the volleyball team will be running the concession stand, so...
Okay, at the inside.
Um...
Fly ball center field. Going back is Valle. Valle reaches over his head, makes a catch. It'll be a sacrifice fly. Peyton will get an RBI for his trouble, and he'll quickly move the score to 2-0 on the sac fly to deep center field. Larks up 2-0. Here is Natty. Natty's 4 for 17, 235 average, looking to get himself started. And 1 out.
Natty's now an RA here.
Okay.
At Heston College. Little fun fact about him.
Love those fun facts. Mace coming in hot right out of the gate. I like it. I like it. That one skips back, and that's in the dirt. Wallace takes a tumble. Sean gets over to first base or second base on the wild pitch. Said, Rusty, thanks for doing the broadcast. Macy, it was great having dinner with you last Friday. Go Larks, go Connor. That's the text I got.
That's from Ron Father, Connor's dad.
Okay.
So his parents are probably tuning in from Erie, Colorado.
I saw them the other day. On Friday, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-0. Missing downstairs, and the count moves 2 balls, no strikes here to Natty.
They're great people. I met them over Christmas break for the first time.
Okay. The count now 2-0 to Natty. Natty's from Virginia. That one misses high. Mockery may overthrown just a little bit in the count now. 3 balls, no strikes. 2 runs across the plate here for the Larks, 1 away. And a runner over there in scoring position for Natty with Coy Kuhn on deck. And Coy's been swinging a hot bat as of late. Fly ball center field. Valle coming underneath it, and he'll make the play. And they're 2 away. As Coy Kuhn coming to bat. Coy, 4 for 21, 2 home runs, a double, and 9 runs driven in. He is the Lark leader in runs driven in early on. And looking to add to it, he's a freshman from Cheney, Kansas, just over there. Mockery working one more time, trying to get his way out of the jam. And the curveball drops in for the strike. So another Lark over there at second base. And Mockery ahead, 1 strike. Tries off speed, misses upstairs, and our count quickly even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Busy time of year for Lark Athletics. Men's and women's basketball will be on the road at Johnson County on Wednesday.
The softball team is on the road today.
Softball team's on the road.
They're down in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma Wesleyan and Bartlesville.
Mm-hmm.
That misses outside, gets through Wallace one more time. Another wild pitch, and Sean goes over to third. I've got thanks.
Oh, do you have to move it off?
Yeah, you have to move it off.
Okay.
It'll stay yellow. You can see up here is where the runner is. The runner over there third. And the count 2-1 here for Coy. That one stays upstairs. Our count goes 3 balls, 1 strike. Good hitters count. See Dane's over there in the dugout trying to stay a little bit loose. The 3-1, too far inside. And I think it actually hit him is what the call was. So Coy draws the hit by pitch. And now runners aboard at the corners for Kunske. And Kunske Okada, the freshman. I think they call him Kyle, right?
Kyle, the catcher?
Yeah.
Yes, Kyle.
Kunske is 3 for 14 with a 214 batting average. Larks trying to get their sticks rolling as a team. They're only hitting 222 through 5 games. But this is the 7th hitter Larks have sent to the plate. And off to the races goes Coy. Coy will get credit for the stolen base. And the pitch was upstairs for a ball. Again, questions, comments. Macy's ready to take comments.
I'm waiting anxiously for comments right now.
All right, Mace wants questions. The 1-0 coming up. That one misses high, and our count now 2 balls, no strikes. So, Macy, you said you've grown into being a baseball fan. How come?
Well, because of Zach last year, I was kind of forced to come to games.
Okay.
He was the left fielder last year for people who do not know.
Zach Duncan.
And now I continue to watch him out of choice. And I have lots of friends on the baseball team. So it usually comes from that point and just wanted to support them.
Run come runner coming home as Coy trots in. As that one gets through, or excuse me, Sean trots in, and Coy comes home on the pass ball wild pitch, whichever way you want to score it. That's the 3rd Lark run. So now that you're a baseball fan, who's your favorite Major League Baseball team?
I only go to Rockies games.
Okay, that's legit.
If I'm being honest. When I was like a fake baseball fan, I used to say Cubs all the time because when I started to go to games, I would go to only Cubs games by chance. But now, more so a Rockies fan.
Oh, I think we've got a balk here, is the call. So Coy comes home on the balk, and the 4th run of the game for the Larks.
What exactly is a balk?
I take that back. I think the ball went through. Check that. The ball went through the bottom of the fence, and so he got a free. So there's not a balk there. So that's what happened. The ball went through the bottom of the fence. Not sure how they'll want to score that. It's an unearned run. Throw back, diving in goes Kunske. Got a text saying, "Let's go Lark." What up, Rusty and Macy, from former Lark coach Chase Glom.
Oh, miss Chase. Chase and I had a mutual bond over Duke basketball, and
we can get you professional help.
Not needed.
I think so.
Born and raised in it.
You're from Colorado. How does that work?
My dad's a huge fan, so runs in the family. It causes a decent amount of tension between me and Tim Cole.
Sorry, there we have a balk. So there was the balk. The pitcher did something unintentionally to deceive, it looks like, and Kunske trots down. That one misses upstairs. I don't even know what the count is anymore right now. Right. That one misses outside, and our count, I think, moves 2 balls, no strikes. Duke basketball, huh?
Tim doesn't like it either. Tim and Casey Cole.
Well, who do they root for?
Big KU fans.
That's the way to be.
I
And they count 2 balls and no strikes.
Causes some good tension between me and everybody.
Swing and a miss here for Tate. And the count now, 2 balls, 1 strike. Tate comes in today 0 for 8, looking for his first hit of the season.
Is Tate out in right field today?
Tate is over there in right field. You are correct. Throw back. Dan Chidino got a text saying, remember, you must have UK in order to spell Duke Go Wildcats.
That is coming from the Ron father again.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, again.
A Duke
healthy,
shout out holding down Macy, said Chase.
You know.
They count 2 balls, 1 strike. On in the dirt, a good block by Wallace, and the count goes 3 balls and 1 strike here. That must be a Kentucky fan.
That they are.
I see.
They make sure to tell me to remove the D and the E from Duke, and it's the best team out there, and I say no.
And then you flip the K and the U and the K, and you go to KU. Rock chalk as Tate draws the walk.
Debatable.
No debate. 9th hitter of the inning coming to bat here for the Larks, Brandon Kelly. And Brandon looking for his first. This is his first plate appearance on the season.
And what's Brandon playing today?
He's in, I believe, center field. He is out in center, patrolling center field. 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the first, 4 across. And Brandon looks at one that stayed upstairs out of the zone.
We did lose 2 of our outfielders last year. I still think we're trying to figure out who's all in the outfield because last game we had a different lineup there.
It's early. You're trying to figure out your rotations. You're trying to figure out everything, what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is that computer not like blowing up right now?
It's a little warm in the back, but
I mean, this one is a dyno, so.
So quick conference on the mound out there. 2 on, 2 out, 4 runs across here for the Larks. And here's the telling stat, Mace. 4 runs, Larks still looking for a hit. 4 runs without a hit, scoring on free bases.
is there anyone out in the bullpen for York right now? I can't see
No,
anyone out there.
Nope. Mockery working here from the stretch. His curve stays upstairs, and the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-0 the count now. There's a strike on the outside corner. Good pitch from Mockery, and the count 2 balls, 1 strike. A little bit different today, Macy. We don't have anyone watching from right field. Usually you have people out there in cars watching from right field.
It's a nice day. I think that's going to be...
I think so too.
I think when it gets warmer, we'll probably have people out in the left field watching on that hill out there. It's a good spot, I've heard.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Brandon swings through the fastball, and the count even up 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think a decent amount of people are in class right now or taking naps.
Got a text saying, go Larks. Go Tate Winfield from Kerrville, Texas. So Texas in the house. Deuce is wild across the top of the scoreboard. That one fouled back and out of play. And Brandon stays alive with a little batter's box disco dancing. The count still rides 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So I was discussing with Ian Leckie and Ryan Morrissey about my time up here. And I told them, I was like, well, I don't know too much about baseball in terms. So if I just start throwing them out randomly, how much do you think it would irritate most of the people watching?
I don't know. I don't know.
They were like, well, what would you throw out there? And my first one, which I do know what it is, but I thought it'd be hilarious to just be like, that's a walk-off home run, everybody. It's just like a double.
Just in the middle right now.
Yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, the count is full, and there's a walk-off home run from Macy Moore. I like it. I like it.
I think it'd be quite hilarious to do.
I like it. Let's not go there, though.
I won't.
Okay. So payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Brandon goes down, but damage done. Larks send 9 to the plate, score 4 runs, have yet to record a hit, and we will take a break and be back here with the top of the second. here on the Lark Network.
It's crazy to see how far I've been able to come in just a little under 2 years. Years 3 and 4, we're going to have some upper level aviation classes that are going to be really interesting. We're going to be able to instruct for the college, which will be awesome. We'll get to help along some of the younger students.
It's just exciting to kind of reach that process where you've put so much work into it and you've had all these people rallying beside you, as well as instructors, as well as friends and family. And so when you accomplish that, it's an indication of kind of how much you've learned and kind of where you're headed. Right now is a really good time to get into the industry, and so I'm excited to kind of see how much it'll grow and what can come from that.
Here when we're live. Welcome back to Yost Center, Oswald Field. We're outside. Don't mind me. And we're heading to the top of the second here. York trails the Larks.
One of the boys' names is you're getting it wrong. It's Catley. It's Brayden.
Brayden, okay.
Not Brandon.
I wrote it down wrong. My fault.
Mom texted me. She's like,
gotcha.
Brayden.
I think there is a Brandon on the team.
I think so. I wrote it down.
That's probably where he got
that's
it.
That's exactly. I wasn't.
Confused.
Yeah. So, here we go. We're going to the top of the second. Jason Swanner, first baseman, Dunaway, and Roll-On all due up here for the Panthers. They trail 4-0, top two.
Dane's back out on the mound. I don't know if you ever said that yet.
Yep. Working inning number 2. Long break for Dane. The first pitch he delivers to Swanner is a strike. Feel free to jump in and play with the computer if you want to.
Okay. I'll slowly get down.
Yeah, got this. The 0-1 coming up. Swing and a miss as Swanner chases, and the count now moves 0-2. So Swanner quickly behind Dane. Swing and a miss, and Swanner goes down. That's 4 straight strikeouts here for Dane. Did you see if you do this, what it does on the screen?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Now you're on it.
Well, now I'll do it.
Yeah. One away here for Kurt Dunaway, right fielder. Got a text here from Cassidy King saying hi to us.
Hello there, Cass. Miss you tons.
Only missing downstairs or count 1 ball. Cassie was a notorious prankster as well.
We had our time pranking together.
Yes, you did. Retribution shall sometimes come, maybe. You never know. The 1-0 coming up. That one fouled back to the fence. Our count evens up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
While we're at the game, most of our pranks were with the baseball team, so...
Most of them were. You're correct. Most were.
I would say 99% of them were. Only one wasn't.
Uh-huh. And what happened on that one? Let me see. The 1-0 coming up, or the 1-1 rather, that drifts too far inside. And we count 2 balls, 1 strike.
Due to the fact that I have not admitted to the crime yet, I'm not saying it. Not a real crime, let's be serious.
True, it was not a real crime.
My parents right now. What is she talking about?
There's a line drive over the head of Robert, and the first hit of the game is a bullet out into left field. And Dunaway aboard. He'll take second as the throw comes in a little bit slow. So a single, and the Larks don't get the ball in quite as quickly, and Dunaway gets to second base, and the Panthers have something doing for designated hitter Sebastian Roland. And we are now international, Macy. From Puerto Rico, Cesar Morales texting in.
Oh.
And then I got a message. Hey, Rusty and Macy, Australia's not awake yet, but we're up with the Kookaburras. Love your call, Brett and Jane Maple.
Sean's parents?
Yes.
Did you know that Sean and Nick Platten from last year are actually friends?
No, I did not.
Back home.
There's a strike at the knees to Roll-On, the designated hitter. Cool. Nicholas Peter Frederick Platten.
It's a very long name.
Yes, it was. Hit a home run, had to shave his head.
Is that why he shaved it?
Yes. The 0-1 coming up. As Dunaway leads away. Roll-on chases the pitch outside. And the count 0-2. Kunsey going out to talk things over with Dane real quick what they want to do with one away and runner at second base.
So I began my baseball career. I'm learning how to play catch.
Okay.
It started off bad, got progressively better. Didn't know there was so much to it.
The count 0-2. It's a little bit, yeah. Ashley, former softball player who's running stats, just kind of shaking her head over here. And the 0-2.
It's a disappointing thing to admit to. I'm not going to lie about it.
Swing and a miss, and that is 5 strikeouts here for Dane.
I think my problem is with volleyball, you don't have a glove.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to catch it in front of me with both hands out, and it's not supposed to be like that apparently.
Chavez, the shortstop, coming to bat here for the Panthers. And he'll take a strike on the off speed from Dane. Dane working around the zone, very, very consistent early on. I was actually asked to play co-ed volleyball. I said no. Through the rec, and I would have been hurt.
It's a difficult sport as well.
I know my limitations. That pitch downstairs in the dirt, and they count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Volleyball is quite fun. The more I watch baseball, the more I appreciate it because it seems quite difficult.
It's a very difficult.
I learned how to hit in the CAC last year with a lacrosse ball and a bat. And that was the end of that.
On the ground at Sean at third base, and Sean Fields in foul territory. And they count 1-2. It's a difficult game.
For sure.
It's a difficult game.
I think a lot of these guys were thinking it was going to be cold today because they're all wearing sleeves.
Well, it's, like I said, I think that wind shift line is coming. It's going to be, by the end of the first game, I'm going to predict the wind will be howling out to the north. We're looking straight south here at Oswald Field, and the 1-2 coming up here from Dane. Swing and a miss. That is 6 strikeouts for Dane Milburn as we'll go to the bottom of the second. We'll be back after this here on the Lark Network.
The RN to BSN program offers hybrid courses scheduled to promote life balance and also offers a special RN to BSN tuition program. Hesston College provides the education and personal attention expected of a top private school at a cost comparable to public institutions. 100% of students who applied for financial aid received aid.
After classroom and clinicals, the ultimate goal is passing the RN licensure exam and getting a job. 98% of Hesston College's 1,600 graduates have achieved a RN licensure. Graduates are well respected in the healthcare industry with a great record of job placement. My employer loves hiring Hesston graduates and recruits them every spring.
Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College nursing program today.
And welcome back, Beatrice, Nebraska. Ooh, that's a pet peeve. No. And welcome back here to Oswald Field. I did it again. Macy, keep me on top here. It's Oswald Field.
Oswald.
Mockery coming to pitch one more time here for the
Cassie
Panthers.
Went ahead and texted me and said, toilet paper, period, best prank.
I wonder what you guys are referring to.
And then she said, on Rusty Bucket, to clarify where the prank was directed towards.
You know, sometimes you should just let things go. So we're top of the order one more time. Robert to lead this off. Larks have scored 4 runs, have yet to collect a hit. So Robert will step in. He drew a walk and advanced 3 bases on wild pitches and scored the game's first run. So Mockery, the righty, will step in. We've only had 1 hit in an inning and a half. And Robert chases the first pitch he sees, 1 strike.
I have a habit of hitting this mic thing.
Here, we'll get it close to you there.
Sometimes my arm's just, flaring around.
This happens. That one bounces through, and the count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. So count even 1-1 to Robert, the sophomore. And he'll look at a pitch up by his eyes, and the count now moves 2-1. Mockery will work. Robert fouls it off, and the count now evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we've heard once again from Puerto Rico and Australia. Kind of like that. International footprint for Lark baseball.
I love it.
Slow breaking ball breaks away outside. Our count now full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's one thing I do love about Heston is you get a lot of different experiences and a very big variety of people.
Payoff pitch from Mockery coming up. Robert on the ground and the shortstop Chavez are fielded by the third baseman. Was Serrano throws over in time, and there's 1 away. Rink Yusei drew a walk, scored a run. Oh, I smelled a George Foreman grill down in the concession stand.
We're all making burgers.
I had a pregame burger. Kind of nice touch to have a quick burger before the game.
Was it cheeseburger or regular burger?
That's a cheeseburger. There's no such thing as a hamburger. Let's be real.
Some people lactose intolerant.
That's true.
The other day,
downstairs in the dirt, 1 ball.
I was discussing if my kids are lactose intolerant. I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle it because I grew up on mac and cheese and like cereal, all of the good milk products and stuff like that, yogurt.
The count 1 ball, no strikes. And that one misses upstairs, do you say? And the count 2-0. I understand. Fortunately, not allergic to milk. Unfortunately, allergic to garlic.
Garlic. That's
Yes.
very specific. I don't think
It's
I've ever heard
awful.
of that before.
The 2-0 coming up. And there's a strike on the outer half, and the count 2 balls, 1 strike. Didn't even take but an inning and a half. Or this is kind of cool that we're already talking food. That's always been a topic of discussion in the press box. As you say, Chase is swinging through, and the count even 2 balls, 2 strikes. From Puerto Rico, Maria Rios says hi to Caesar, Robert, and Edgar.
I do love their friendship. They are inseparable. I was about to say inseparable. Inseparable.
Strike 3 called. Yusei frozen at the dish, and he knew it. And there's 2 away for Sean. Sean drew a walk, scored a run, trotted all the way around. Couple wild pitches. You can feel the wind trying to blow a little bit.
It has cooled down just a
touch. That one misses inside. And I count 1 ball.
And Sean has the nickname Foff on campus.
Foff, okay.
Foff, so if you hear it from the dugout.
I wondered who Foff was, okay. Count 1 ball, no strikes to Foff. That's on the ground up the middle, and that could be a CNI single. Sean finds some green and is aboard in the first hit of the ball game collected by the Aussie.
I have no clue.
And Peyton Neiman coming to bat. Got it from his rugby team. Okay, cool. Peyton Neiman, sacrifice fly, drove in a run in the first. So the Larks have their first hit of the game.
He probably did. He's completely thrown off now that this walk-up song isn't on.
walk-up songs need to be killed with fire. So diving back in, Sean
I think
has
if I
stolen
were
a base.
having to put a walk-up song up there,
What would your walk-up song be, Macy?
it would be something crazy, something that doesn't match my personality at all. So when they see it, they're like, "This girl is crazy." I think that that's the best way, like intimidate right off the bat. What would yours be?
That's a good question. A snap throw back, and Sean dancing that gets through the first baseman, and we're going to have interference no matter what happens, so Sean will get the base, but he will take it on the error. So Sean gets over to second. I saw the umpire put up his hand. That was the sign for interference. That's all I knew. So Sean's at second, aboard, 2 outs for Peyton, and Peyton is behind the count 0-1. Picking a walk-up song, I think I have one.
Okay, what would it be?
That one, Downstairs in the Dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. A song you've never heard of. Super Bon Bon by the group known as Soul Coughing.
I haven't heard it. You were correct.
That would be my walk-up song. Now you can investigate that when you have a chance.
I'll search it up. Maybe today after class.
Mockery stepping off, and the count now 1-1. Here we go. Got a text saying from San Francisco, hello to Heston Baseball from a former Lark. All right. Callie in the house. Ashley likes that Callie's in the house. That one at the knees for a strike. And the count 1-2. Peyton checking out, making sure, yep, okay, know where it is. That's what that was. Larks have a hit, so they've scored 4 in the first. Sean with the first hit of the contest. Mockery settled down. Curveball, that is tapped, and Peyton fights it off. And the count riding still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So I don't know if this is a rule here, but in the NCAA, you can't hit with a white bat because something with the ball. But I learned this recently.
Really? That must be a new change because everyone was swinging Marichi Cat 9s or whatever they were last year and they're white. That must be something new this season. I did not know. Strike 3 called on the inner half. Peyton frozen. That's 2 strikeouts looking. Larks strand a runner. We will go to the top of the third with the Larks leading the Panthers 4-0. Back after this here on the Lark Network.
It's crazy to see how far I've been able to come in just a little under 2 years. Years 3 and 4, we're going to have some upper level aviation classes that are going to be really interesting. We're going to be able to instruct for the college, which will be awesome. We'll get to help along some of the younger students.
It's just exciting to kind of reach that process where you've put so much work into it and you have all these people rallying beside you, as well as instructors, as well as friends and family. And so when you accomplish that, it's an indication of kind of how much you've learned and kind of where you're headed. Right now is a really good time to get into the industry, and so I'm excited to kind of see how much it'll grow and what can come from that.
And welcome back here to Oswald Field on the campus of Heston College. Macy was actually a indirect subject of a column I wrote back in the fall during what they call the Enid Challenge, where the baseball team played the volleyball team. I think there were 6 teams of 6 players or 7 players per playing the volleyball team in volleyball. Mace, how'd that go?
I think they put up a good fight. They did better than last year.
Wait, whoa.
Okay,
they played 6 games to 11.
Let me clarify. No one got above 4.
That's true.
So when I say good fight, it wasn't like a pretty competitive thing. However, it was better than last year. Their final team, they tried an attempt to
put an all-star team together, didn't they?
Yeah, and it didn't work out.
Well, I think
for
it was
them.
like 11-2. You played games to 11 each one. As this is Dylan Wallace, the catcher, and he'll take a strike at the knees.
I think as an entire baseball team, they earned 2 points total off of us, like earned points.
Yes, I think so.
Everything else was complete on our mistakes.
Swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. We think next year, after a basketball game, if that happens, I think this should be something streamed to the Lark Network.
Oh, no, I think people would love that.
I think this is, and there was a lot of mad smack talked by the baseball team before they were thumped thoroughly.
And then it always comes down to after these games when they do end up
Swing and a miss. That's in the ground. Kunske throw over, and the Larks record another strikeout.
When they end up losing, they always say, "We'll just come out and play baseball then." And I'm like,
That's not the same.
That's just, we're not in the Enid
It
Challenge.
was
so.
quite interesting to watch head coach Tim Cole put his head down and hide his face in his sweatshirt, saying they needed to recruit better volleyball players for that.
It was quite funny. So the boys, in an attempt to make fun of us, I think.
As this is Noah Lang batting, looks at the pitch downstairs. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine. So we decided to do our warm-up as we do. So we were doing dynamic stretches, and all 38 of the guys lined up on the other side of the net to do it.
Yes, they did.
So then we decided to make it even funnier. We were throwing a couple other dynamic stretches that we don't usually throw in, such as cartwheels.
And they tried those too?
And they attempted them, all 40 of them.
Yeah.
All in a line.
Brutal.
Quite hilarious. I would
That's
do
a
it again.
slow roller. That's going to get through base hit on the right side as a check swing single for Noah Lang puts him aboard. So a runner aboard, one out here in the top of the third. Yeah, it was highly entertaining.
I'm sure. I would recommend it to anyone to come watch. You'll get a good laugh, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. The 0-1 this is Jason Valle. Looking to lay the bunt down, pushes it foul on the right side. So he's quickly behind 0-1.
So with bunts, do the coaches usually call that, or is that something you choose to do?
I would say 95% of the time the coaches try to call that. Every once in a while, a speedy hitter thinks that maybe trying to change his luck, force something, will put one down. Coy holding Lang aboard over there at first. And there's a strike on the outside corner, and the count now 0-2 here to Jason Valle. So Valle quickly behind 0-2. Swing and a miss. Valle goes down, and that is now 8 strikeouts for Dane. So Dane has 8 strikeouts here at Macy. That's the only way that the Larks have recorded an out is via strikeout.
Mm-hmm. I am lucky enough to have Dana as my lab partner in Principles of Physical Science. Okay. That, along with Chartum, who's also on the baseball team. And it is a funny combo, to say the least.
Heinrich swings through the fastball. He's quickly behind with a strike. This is his second trip to the dish this afternoon. That one too far inside, and that pitch hits Heinrichs. And so now 2 aboard here for York. So they're standing on the porch thinking about knocking on the door. As this is third baseman Joe Serrano. Serrano struck out looking his first at bat. Dane working. And the curveball drops in for a strike. Dane working the count. 0-1. That one's fouled back to the fence as Serrano quickly behind 0-2.
Yeah, they're good. Those bubblies are pretty delicious.
Count 0-2. Dane working. From the stretch one more time. 2 aboard. Fouled back as Serrano fights it off. Beautiful day for baseball this afternoon.
This is usually last year when I'd get all my color. I'd just come sit out and let the sun hit me.
Dane well ahead, checks the runner. He'll come set one more time. Another 0-2 delivery from the sophomore righty. And that one just misses outside and count 1-2. Serrano laid off, and that is incredible plate discipline. I would have come out of my shoes trying to hit that. And now the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball left side. Sean going back in, can't come up with it, dropping it down. Run coming home. Runner will take second base as Serrano gets to second after the error out there. Heinrichs moves to third, and York has tacked a run on with 2 outs. Sean I think he kind of misread that out there. Came in on, and that ball tailed away. He jumped and kind of had it, but couldn't come up with it. So this will be Swanner. Swanner coming to bat, and he struck out his first at bat. That's a line drive base hit, and York has cut in this Lark lead. 1 run coming home, potential play at the plate, and that throw not in time. And Swanner singles in 2. Serrano and Heinrichs both come around to score, and York has cut into the Lark lead with a pair of singles, an error, and a hit by pitch here in this inning.
3-4. They just brought in another 2.
So this will bring up Kurt Dunaway. Dunaway singled. He is 1 for 1 right now.
It's crazy how 1 inning can change the entire game.
That's very true. Fly ball popped way over our heads, back towards the Campus Activity Center, maybe the tennis courts, and a play.
So my brother actually went to Heston for tennis back in the day.
Yes.
And now we no longer have a tennis program, and it makes him quite sad.
That's a line drive through the hole, base hit. Sorry, it wasn't Sean out there in left field. It was Peyton out there. Getting all sorts of confused. It's the second game. Base hit. So Peyton's out there in right. Dunaway has the base hit.
I think that Peyton and Sean actually flip-flop as far as games go as to who's in the outfield.
Well, I've seen. Third. I know. I saw Sean out there. I remember the first one. So it's just trying to get everything on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I didn't even wear sunglasses today, which was a silly on my part.
It is quite bright.
It is. This will bring up Roll on, the designated hitter. He struck out in his first at bat. And he'll take one inside high. And they count 1 ball. So Peyton is in left. Sean is at third. Just the struggle bus is real, and I'm on it.
That's me every day.
On misses downstairs. Snap throw back. Not in time. Sorry, that was a strike down at the knees. Excuse me. And the count evens up at 1-1. So 3 singles, an error hit by pitch, and York has trimmed this lead to 4-3. Tying run at second. Go ahead run over there at first with 2 away. And Dane misses downstairs, and our count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Looks like we got a little action out there in the bullpen already for the Larks. I think that's Edgar warming up. Fly ball backing out of play, and our count even up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a lot of 2s across the top of the scoreboard here.
I will say, Rusty, you have one of the better broadcasts I've heard recently.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. It's just consecutive talking.
And the 2-2 delivery that's popped up could stay on the infield. Kunske going back, and that will drift out of play. See, if that was me, Macy, I would have gone right head first into the fence.
Oh.
I would have forgotten there was a fence.
I can't run in general, so I don't even know if I would have made it to the fence. There's a chance I would.
I nearly gave myself a concussion the other morning with a leg cramp.
I recently moved my bed up against a brick wall. I'm regretting it immediately. I have kneed the wall 3 times. I slammed my head into it one night. That was
count now,
not
2-2. Deuce's wild pitch, a nice hang by Kunske back there to keep the ball in play, or keep the ball from getting back to the backstop. The count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, fan of the Larks, fan of the Panthers, we'd love to hear from you. Send us a text, 620-217-1465. Number is up on screen. Tell us who you are, who you're watching, where you're watching from. Payoff pitch, chopped foul over the fence. And any questions, comments, or feedback about this live Lark broadcast, Macy will take live questions. The sophomore volleyball player who will be a Thresher next year just down the road.
That I will.
Getting to play for Stacy Middleton.
Yes.
Payoff pitch.
Quite
Popped
nice
backing
woman as
out
well.
of play. Oh, Stacy rocks. And the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. She was the head softball coach at Bethel for several years and now has moved to volleyball.
She's the assistant softball coach.
Yes, her
so.
husband coaches softball there, so. Stacy, believes she played volleyball and ran track there, if I remember correctly. Payoff pitch coming up. And she's a Cowboys fan, so that's huge marks. Swing and a miss, and that is Dane's 9th strikeout of the contest. We've played 2.5. Larks lead 4-3. We will be back after this here on the Lark Network.
The RN to BSN program offers hybrid courses scheduled to promote life balance and also offers a special RN to BSN tuition program. Hesston College provides the education and personal attention expected of a top private school at a cost comparable to public institutions. 100% of students who applied for financial aid received aid.
After classroom and clinicals, the ultimate goal is passing the RN licensure exam and getting a job. 98% of Hesston College's 1,600 graduates have achieved a RN licensure. Graduates are well respected in the healthcare industry with a great record of job placement. My employer loves hiring Hesston graduates and recruits them every spring.
Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College nursing program today.
And welcome back to Oswald Field. Looks like we have a new pitcher for... Oh, no, it's still Mockery. Never mind. Mockery's still pitching. Excuse me. I just didn't write down his number. We're heading to the bottom of the third. The Larks leading 4-3. Larks with only 1 hit. 4 hits now for York. As we're rocking and rolling from the press box of Oswald Field. Maddie Solomon, Koi Kun, and Kunske Okada all due up here for the Larks. So Natty digging in. Natty flew out to center field and takes a massive hack at the first one and fouls it back to the fence. Got a text here. I'll get to that in just a second as that pitch misses downstairs in the dirt. Our count evens up 1-1. Got a text saying, watching in Omaha, Nebraska, rooting for Lark number 9. And that is Braden Ketley. And that pitch at the knees for a strike. And our count 1-2. We nearly had some issues before the game as Ryan Morrissey, who was driving, as the pitch misses outside. high and away, and our count 2-2. Morrissey was working the infield there, and the tractor which they use had a flat tire out behind second base.
So they have to push it off?
I don't even know. All of a sudden it disappeared. And the 2-2 delivery from Mockery. Natty lays off, held off, and our count rides full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I will say I had a very great weekend this Saturday. We were just laying warm in my bed and I looked out my window, and out of the corner of my eye I could see the baseball field filled with snow. And then slowly but surely, guys in black jackets came out and shoveled off the snow as I sat very
Natty
warm.
taps it foul. It could be trouble. Throw down, not in time. Natty tapped it. It was stayed fair, and Natty grounds out.
They did. They had to shovel it off of the infield at least. And throughout the day on Saturday, it melted in the outfield.
A little bit, but it didn't melt enough. We got more snow than people knew. We ended up with about 3.5 inches, and it was wet snow as Coy coming to bat with 1 away. And Coy takes a swing. He was trying to hit that to Cheney. And the count 0-1. Cheney's to the southwest of Heston. About 35 miles, 40 miles roughly.
Hey, that's not bad.
No. The 0-1 coming up. And Coy looks at it, bounces in the dirt. Wallace blocks it, and the count 1-1. Mockery working from the windup with 1 away. Coy fouls it back into the top of the fence. And our count 1-2. One thing that I'm looking forward to, Mace, is to seeing how the camera changes and the angle changes for softball looking through the netting. I think it looks a little bit better than old school backstop as Coy fouls it off left side. So softball broadcast next Sunday. They'll finally be at home. Rescheduled. Like I said, they're on the road. They're at Bartlesville playing Oklahoma Wesleyan's JV. As that one gets through, Wallace back to the fence, and Coy has had the count even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is head softball coach Christy Bell's alma mater, Oklahoma Wesleyan. Yes. And the 2-2. Outside, we're full 3 balls and 2 strikes, so Coy has watched his way back and has battled to a full count. And we'll have a payoff pitch. Fly ball center field. Valle circling underneath it and makes the play on the lazy fly ball.
So would that be classified as a blooper?
No, that's not a blooper.
What's a blooper?
A blooper is just one that gets over the infield, kind of bloops down over everybody, and is a base hit.
Okay.
That was almost a can of corn. Kunske stepping in.
Even new term.
And that one misses high and away. See, they call a high fly ball a can of corn because a long, long time ago, Macy, in the early 1900s, they placed canned goods at the top of shelves in grocery stores, and they'd have to knock them off with a pole. And so it was a can of corn. It was a high pole, and they'd have to catch it.
I'm not going to lie to you. I have to do that in a regular grocery store right now. My height's sitting at 5'4".
The count out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Or 2 balls, no strikes here to Kunske. That one misses downstairs, and Kunske has worked the count to 3 balls, no strikes for the catcher. And the 3-0 misses inside, may have cut him no matter what. Kunske is aboard with 2 outs. So Kunske draws the walk.
So question.
Shoot.
When people, I doubt this rarely happens, but when people move into the ball, to get hit, is that still counted as a hit, or is it like a...
Depends on which umpire's umpiring. If you move in, I have seen umpires who call it and say, no, he leaned into the pitch, stay here. If you lean in, and supposedly if you lean in, take it, and hits you as a strike, it's called a strike. If it can be. It's sometimes enforced, sometimes it's not. As Tate coming to bat, Braden on deck, and Tate takes a ball. Quick throw back, diving in was Kunske. Kunske is a threat to run Macy. He has stolen 6 bases for the Larks already this season. And Mockery throws over. Kunske diving back in. Looks like there might be a little bit of action out there in the York bullpen. That one gets by the catcher Wallace, and Kunske trots over.
That brings him to 7 now?
No, that'll be a wild pitch. It will go down as a stolen base, I'm afraid. Count now 2 balls and no strikes. Clouds starting to roll in here. Mockery behind in the count, 2 balls, no strikes here to Tate. And Tate looks at the strike laid off, looking for something different in the count now, 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 coming up one more time here for Tate. That hits Tate in the back. Tate wears it and gets the free base on the hit by pitch.
I'm going to be honest, you heard that loud and clear up here.
It thumped. And that'll bring up Braden Ketley. Braden struck out in his first at bat, and he's looking for his first hit on the season. He would like to get into the offensive category here. His last at bat was his first plate appearance. So 2 on 2 out here, bottom 3. And Braden with a healthy hack. The 0-1 moves upstairs, and our count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. So our count now even. That one misses downstairs, and now our count moves 2 balls and a strike. Now it's getting a little easier to see with the sun creeping behind the clouds.
It's cooling down.
It is. It's going to rapidly cool down. There's definitely a bite from the wind from the north. Braden takes the strike on the inner half, and our count now even. As deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Larks trying to answer back. They scored 4 runs without the benefit of a hit, have a single. They have stranded some runners early on. Mockery has settled down, and Braden frozen on the curveball as he goes down for the second time today. Larks strand a pair. We have played 3, and the Larks lead 4-3. We'll be back after this here on the Lark Network.
I think one of the benefits of Hesston College Aviation, from my experience, is that Hesston College, in its combination of academics and flight training, while we train quality pilots, our goal still remains the same, and that is to encourage people to be of great integrity.
Then working with Mike is kind of inspiring to me. Like, I want to be able to have the depth of knowledge that he has and be able to pass that on to my students.
So I actually born to want to become a pilot, especially America is one of a place that general aviation is pretty popular and in common. In my country, it doesn't really have that much a flying school or flying college yet, and I wanted to start it as early as possible. So I came to Hesston.
It's just exciting to kind of reach that process where you've put so much work into it, and you have all these people rallying beside you, as well as instructors, as well as friends and family. And so when you accomplish that, it's an indication of kind of how much you've learned and kind of where you're headed. Right now is a really good time to get into the industry, and so I'm excited to kind of see how much it'll grow and what can come from that.
In addition to it being a regulatory basis and there's additional benefits from a regulatory standpoint, it allows Hesston College to allow its students and enable its students to pursue additional academic and flight training opportunities that go well beyond what they may be able to pursue during the 2-year degree program.
The faculty and staff are really friendly in the aviation department as well as outside.
We're looking for motivated.
And welcome back here to Oswald Field as we're going top of the 4th. This will be Tyler Chavez. Edgar Vera coming into pitch. Edgar has appeared in 3 games. He's 1-0 on the season. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, no earned runs, so he has an ERA of 0.0 as Chavez offers at the bunt and takes a strike. Larks have a team ERA of 11.70. Last year ended up around 7. That's what head coach Tim Cole wants it to be, a lot lower than that. Edgar misses down and away, and our count 1 ball, 1 strike. And the righty paints the bottom corner of the zone with the off-speed pitch, and our count 1-2. On the ground up the middle. Nice glove by Edgar. He tosses over. Edgar showing off the hops, and that is the first out of the game recorded by the Larks that is not a strikeout.
That was really good.
Nice play there by Edgar to pop off the mound, show off his hops.
It was good timing, too, because it could have easily, in a split second, went over.
And that'll bring up catcher Dylan Wallace. He struck out and then was thrown out on the drop third strike. Actually, technically, it's an uncaught third strike. And he'll take a strike from Edgar on the first pitch he sees.
Edgar's getting a lot of support from the dugout. It's great to see.
Great to hear, too. Mm-hmm. The 0-1. Missing downstairs in our count. Evens up at a ball and a strike. The 1-1 coming up. Swing and a miss for Wallace. He's quickly behind 1-2. I'll have to get on Twitter and see how the Hesston College softball team is doing at some point. That curve stays upstairs. And our count now moves. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Macy's on. I like it. Now she's getting into running the computer. I like that.
Slowly.
On the ground at Sean at third base. Sean can't come up with it. Took a funky hop. And Wallace is going to be aboard on the error. Sean was right there. Just took a bad hop coming off of it. It's a little soft over there, and bad hops abound.
I will say I'm quite grateful to play an indoor sport where the weather does not affect my play ever.
Only time it could is if you have a cancellation because you can't go anywhere.
Which doesn't happen too often
That's
in the
true.
fall with snow.
That's true.
During club it used to.
And Edgar starts Noah Lang off with a strike. Lang singled his first at-bat. Edgar's off-speed stays upstairs in our count. Even 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner goes. Kunska's throw in time. Kunske gunning out Wallace.
That was a great throw.
It really was. And there are 2 outs. Pitch was a strike.
You're fine. I don't think.
That's the one thing I don't have is the numbers on how many runners Kunske has thrown out. That one just misses on our count, even 2 balls, 2 strikes. What are you looking for? The 2-2 delivery coming up. That one stays upstairs just a little bit, and we're full 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch here for Edgar. Downstairs, Edgar misses with 3 straight pitches, and Lang aboard with the walk. That brings up Jason Valle. Valle 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And
2 outs on the board.
2 outs on the board, a runner aboard. Thank you. Bunt laid down, and that will roll. And it will roll. Nice play there by Sean over there at first base. It's uneven ground. That ball trickling down. Wanted to roll fair. Was in foul territory. Rolled fair, rolled back foul, and Sean made sure by knocking it foul. Great heads-up play by the third baseman. That ball was all over the line. And Sean almost picked it up when it was in fair territory, but did not. 0-1 to Valle. Edgar will check the runner, come set. And Valle.
Swing and a miss.
Big hack at that. Lucky his shoes were laced up, otherwise he would have come out of them.
Does that happen often?
No. The 0-2 coming up just means you've taken a very, very hard, violent swing.
I just took it literally.
I know you did.
As a little prank.
I know. I think count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's up to 62 degrees out right now.
With snow coming in on Wednesday. Welcome to February in Kansas. Big curveball just misses, and our count now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think I'm ready for spring.
Well, that'll make 3 of us up here. I'm ready to do a little fishing and play a little golf if Larks aren't in action. I'm going to count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner goes, throw. Did not. It would have caught the runner. The throw down to Yusei, and Yusei threw behind the runner, hit the runner, Lang going back, and our count remains 3, or moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch for Edgar. On the ground, slow roller. Sean picks it up, throws across in time. And so we will go to the bottom of the 4th. Larks lead 4-3. We'll be back after this here on the Lark Network.
I've definitely grown as a person to be more confident, and working with my professors, they really want to have a good relationship with you.
I think what makes a good student is someone who is curious, someone who is genuine, really commits to wanting to learn things that will help them in their life and connect the dots between faith and learning. I think those are qualities that make a student that's exciting to work with for me as a professor, and really gives life into what I enjoy doing.
If someone's going to have a relationship with you and then be mentored or discipled by you, they need to feel like they belong and they fit, and that you value them as a person.
This year I'm more prepared to help other freshmen and to bring them under my wing, and just helping around campus, learning about the new activities and being able to share that with so many other people.
Just of me. Day in the life of Macy Murray.
So,
one of the ads.
And welcome back. Macy wanting to do a fun little ad of a day in the life of Macy Murray.
I think it'd be quite interesting. I woke up this morning at 6.
Okay.
Went to 6:30 conditioning since volleyball's now in spring season. Casey's definitely running us. We can videotape me throwing up at the conditioning, and and then moving on to my 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, going to chapel, headed to my room to make some food, and then coming here. I think that'd be honestly one of the best.
Which is the highlight here when you're throwing up? I'm just curious as to the highlight or the going to class, going to chapel.
No, it's the honesty there. Like, it's honesty. At some point, each college athlete will probably throw up during conditioning, and I think that we, as a society, oh, she's saying that she has not. Softball team was not running too hard. They were running. It was just a prank when I said that.
Oh my goodness. Bottom of the fourth, here we go. Robert, Yusei, and Sean all do up here.
And now we do have a new pitcher for York.
We do. Thank you for catching on to that. That is number 3.
This is probably
Mersek.
What the movement was out in the bullpen.
Mersek coming to the pitch here for York, as York down by a run. And Robert coming to bat. Robert's 0 for 1, excuse me. Drew a walk and grounded out. And he'll look at the moving fastball in for a strike, almost like a cutter that moved in on Robert's hands. The 0-1 delivery. There's a line drive, frozen rope out to left field, a base hit for Robert. And Robert has his 8th hit on the season and only his 2nd single. Everything else has been extra base hits. And that brings up Yusei Hando. Now, Macy, here's a stat for you, okay? Because I'm kind of a stats
Okay, you're a stats
nerd.
guy?
Yeah,
okay.
Stats guy. In Division I college baseball, a leadoff runner gets on board without an out, and they score, I think it's 66.7% of the time. In junior college baseball, it goes up to about 71% of the time as Yusei takes a strike. Yusei's still looking for his first hit on the season. He is 0 for 1 and 0 for 13 so far through 6 games as Robert dances back.
I have become close friends with Yusei this semester as he is now rooming with our very own Connor Leach. And that is
Yusei and Pookie in the same room?
It is a dynamic duo, to say the least. It is quite hilarious.
Mersek misses downstairs. Oh, I wasn't supposed to call Connor Pookie this year. Oops.
He doesn't like that too
Yeah,
much.
supposedly, I don't know. I don't listen. I can't even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Parent texted me a nickname, I'm going to run with it. Robert off to the races, and Robert slips in, but came off the bag, and Robert tagged out at second base. So Robert is caught trying to swipe the bag. Oh, no, I thought you meant position number.
It's quite hilarious.
And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
No, you haven't. Ever, right?
Well, so I apologize, Ash. Lex didn't know the position numbers.
I don't.
And the count full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, I'm honestly not gonna lie to you. I assumed that this is how these two would go.
You're a good job. Count full 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Yusei. And the payoff pitch one more time. And Yusei draws a walk.
When exactly do they use these numbers?
In fielding.
Good to know, good to know. Oh, okay.
And when I'm doing scorebook, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Sean coming to bat. Sean's 1 for 1 with a single. A run scored.
Confusing because it goes 5-6.
And the pitch missing downstairs to Sean. The 1-0 coming up. Mersek's pitch. Sean hammers on the ground of the third baseman. Serrano thinking two, trying to roll it up, but they will not get the second runner. Sean grounds into the fielder's choice. And they're 2 away. Peyton coming up. He is 0 for 1, had a sacrifice fly and a run driven in the first. Struck out here in the second. Peyton was caught looking last time. Quick throw and diving back in, Sean.
So many of the baseball players are in my performance psychology class. So
Okay.
if things just automatically start changing, that's thanks to Kevin Wilder, our psychology professor.
That one misses downstairs. And our count 1 ball to Peyton. That'd be an interesting class.
It is quite fun.
And the 1-0 coming up here in just a second from Mersek. Mersek's a freshman from Omaha. Skips it down in the dirt, and the count moves 2 balls and no strikes. Couple of juniors listed here on the JV roster, but I'm not sure if they made the trip down from York. The 2-0. That one skips away. And Sean trots to second base. On what terms as a wild pitch. The count 3-0 here to Sean. With a runner at second. There's a pitch that misses outside, and Sean draws the 4-pitch walk. Macy's going to be departing us here at 3 o'clock. She's got class. Which class are you going to?
Principles of Physical Science.
Okay.
So in that class, I have Caden Bartlett, Brett Heitschmidt. I have, who else is in there?
Natty digging in here. He's 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
We have Dane and Yusuke all in there. Justin. So it's a pretty baseball-filled class.
There's a fly ball hammered to deep right center field. That's going to score runs. That is all the way out to the fence, dying on the warning track. Natty's going to have a double, and 2 runs are coming in as Natty hammers one out there and gets the double. A 2-run double, and the Larks put 2 on the board, and they now lead 6-3. Natty got into that pitch, drives in 2, and that brings up Coy. Nice piece of hitting there by Natty to go to the deepest part of the ballpark.
That was a pretty long hit, if I do say so myself.
Coy hammers one. That's a base hit into the left field corner, and that will all the way in. Coy's going to think 2. Natty's going to trot in. Larks with a pair of back-to-back doubles. And they tack on another run as Coy jumps all over the first pitch he sees, and now Heston in front, 7-3. That brings up Kunske with 2 outs. Pair of back-to-back doubles, and the Larks breaking it open quickly. Hanging up what they like to know as those crooked numbers on the scoreboard. I smell popcorn now.
Popcorn from the concession stand is one of my favorite things to get.
Are you going to get some popcorn and take it to Principles of Physical Science?
No, I already caused enough trouble in that class.
Why doesn't this surprise me?
I have a good relationship with my professor where he knows majority of the things I say are jokes, and I think he really enjoys that.
Pitch missing downstairs. Who's the prof in that?
It is Will Friesen.
Okay.
My first thing that I said in class was after he told us the answer was wrong, I said, "So you're saying that this is the answer?" And he said no. And it was a big chuckle from the entire class, and I thought it was a very big, proud moment for
That's
myself.
a fly ball left side. Going back, but that will be foul onto Sieber Field. Kunske has the count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. That one misses downstairs, gets away from Wallace, and Coy moves over to third on the pass ball. Yeah, Macy is learning how to run the computer
I'm
here.
getting it down now.
Yeah, it's pretty simple actually.
It is.
Just have to pay attention.
You just have to watch the game.
That helps. It's amazing. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike here to Kunske. That's on the ground, tapped foul, and the count evens up at 2-2. So, Mace, how long is class then?
I'm going to be honest with you, depends on what we're doing. We are currently working on toothpick bridges. A little bit of a tongue twister there. But
the 2-2 drops in strike 3, and Kunske goes down.
If that is what we're working on, depends on how long my group wants to go at it. But if it is lecture, it'll probably go less than the full 50 minutes because most of the guys are gone, so he doesn't want to cover too much of the material.
Larks come away. They put up a couple. 3, in fact, they lead 7-3. We'll be back after this here on the Lark Network.
The RN to BSN program offers hybrid courses scheduled to promote life balance and also offers a special RN to BSN tuition program. Hesston College provides the education and personal attention expected of a top private school at a cost comparable to public institutions. 100% of students who applied for financial aid received aid.
After classroom and clinicals, the ultimate goal is passing the RN licensure exam and getting a job. 98% of Hesston College's 1,600 graduates have achieved a RN licensure. Graduates are well respected in the healthcare industry with a great record of job placement. My employer loves hiring Hesston graduates and recruits them every spring.
Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College nursing program today.
Costangi. And welcome back here to Oswald Field as we're heading to the top of the 5th.
Rusty, I'm glad you got it down that this is not Yost.
I did get that time. Thank you.
No problem. You've been doing pretty good about it.
Appreciate you, miss. Appreciate that. The struggle's real.
Sometimes. I felt like I was in a struggle bus today. I was assigned a study guide for a test on Friday. I did chapter 1 of the study guide, and it's front and back of a college ruled paper. We have 5 chapters on this test, so none of it's multiple choice either. I asked that as well. So it's going to be a big struggle bus.
Understandable. We're into the 5th. Here we go. Alex Heinrichs, Joe Serrano, and Jason Swanner all due up here for York. They trail 7-3. And I can feel the temperature starting to fall.
Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure it's a new baseball thing with this longer hair coming out of the baseball cap.
I don't know.
How do you feel about it?
I don't know. That bunt laid down. Edgar pounces on it. Throws over in time just by a step. Nice play by Edgar to pounce off the mound. Not only can he jump, but he can field his position, and there's one away. Joe Serrano coming to bat. He reached on an error his last at bat. He's 0 for 2. I'm kind of old school in some respects. I like the longer pants on the baseball players, but I'm also the old school that I also like the stirrups as a pitch from Edgar across for a strike.
I tried on stirrups the other night for the first time.
Did you like them?
They were Ryan Morrissey's. Let's clarify.
Well, okay. That's not fair. He has the biggest calves on campus. As that one scoots back to the fence, they count even 1-1.
They didn't fit. Let's start there.
Well,
not surprised either.
Well, they count 1 ball, 1 strike. Edgar deals, and Serrano chases, and he's quickly behind 1-2.
I am liking the all-white jerseys.
I like the all-white. I do. I will agree. I like the all-white.
However, as a member of the weight room staff...
Uh-oh. Count that pitch misses outside. They count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We are in charge of washing all of the uniforms.
Just take him to the car wash. And they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fly ball, that'll be fouled out of play on the left side.
Usually isn't the best thing. I haven't had to do it yet. Luckily, Woody, the pitcher for our good old Larks men's baseball team, has had to. So as long as it stays in that
And the
favor.
2-2. Big curveball drops in for a strike. Serrano frozen at the dish. And they're now 2 away.
Yeah.
And Jason Swanner coming to bat. Swanner, the 6'10 freshman from Meridian, Mississippi,
Imagine
takes a
being
pitch
6'10".
down at the knees for a ball. Swanner takes a pitch inside, and the count now even at 2 balls, no strikes.
Our very own Ian and I were comparing heights, and I realized that my shoulders go up to his belly button, and that was a disappointing moment. So
Swanner swings through, and the count now 2 balls, 1 strike.
it's quite sad to know that there's people who are 6'9" out there.
6'10".
6'10". Even better.
Don't short him as
I
he takes a
can't.
strike at the knee.
I can't. Does it make it harder?
Swanner's a freshman from Meridian, Mississippi, went to Southeast Lauderdale High School. You were asking, Mace? I'm sorry?
Does it make it harder for pitchers to throw it to taller people?
There's a line drive, looping in for a base hit. I think no. I think it's probably easier because they have such a big strike zone.
So it's harder for shorter people.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Kurt Dunaway steps in as Swanner with his second single. He has now 2 for 3, the multi-hit game for the freshman. Dunaway's got himself a pair of singles on the afternoon. 2 for 2. And takes a pitch inside from Edgar. 1 ball. 2 away with a runner aboard here in the top of the 5th. Larks leading 7-3. And fans making their way here. Fly ball, that is a towering fly ball, staying back on the infield as Yusei goes back, makes a play, just a few steps in the grass, so the Larks force the Panthers to strand a runner. We've played 4.5. Larks lead 7-3. We'll be back after this.
It's crazy to see how far I've been able to come in just a little under 2 years. Years 3 and 4, we're going to have some upper level aviation classes that are going to be really interesting. We're going to be able to instruct for the college, which will be awesome. We'll get to help along some of the younger students.
It's just exciting to kind of reach that process where you've put so much work into it and you have all these people rallying beside you, as well as instructors, as well as friends and family. And so when you accomplish that, it's an indication of kind of how much you've learned and kind of where you're headed. Right now is a really good time to get into the industry, and so I'm excited to kind of see how much it'll grow and what can come from that.
And welcome back to Oswald Field here on the campus of Hesston College. Rusty Witcher alongside Macy Murray. Macy's making her debut and has made a fairly seamless transition into baseball broadcasting.
I think it's a future career of mine.
I like it.
Changed my major completely.
What is your major?
I'm currently majoring in child psychology.
Okay.
I will be switching to early childhood education at Bethel College next year.
Okay. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Tate Winfield, Braden Ketley, and Robert Salcedo all due up here as Tate digging in. And Tate takes a strike from Mercek right away. Nick Mercek's a freshman from Omaha, the pitcher now for York. And the 0-1. That one bounces away, and our count now moves 1 ball, 1 strike. the 1-1 coming up. And Tate fouls it off. And our count now moves 1-2. A check yourself, protect yourself type of swing results in a foul ball. That one in the dirt, skips away, and our count evens up at 2-2. And the 2-2 delivery on the way. Mersek deals, and Tate swings through and strikes out. So Tate, with that, is his first official at-bat on the day. And a strikeout. This brings up Braden Kelly. Braden 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Braden's a freshman from Wichita, just down the road. And he'll look at a pitch downstairs, 1 ball.
And Braden went to what high school?
That I don't know. I don't have the high schools right here.
Circle?
Circle. Oh, okay.
We have a group of Circle boys on the team. I didn't know if he was part of
Okay.
that.
That's in Towanda, and that means he went to high school with former Lark sharpshooter Cal Hartley, who's now at Drury.
Cal's doing pretty good out there,
Cal
too.
is doing very well over there at Drury. I mean, he might be one of the top 2 shooters to come out of Heston College from basketball, as that pitch catches the corner, and the count now 2 balls, 1 strike to Mr. Ketley. So the former Thunderbird takes a pitch upstairs, and our count 3-1. The 3-1 delivery. Downstairs, and Braden walks his way aboard. His first trip on the base paths this season. And the Larks with a runner on, 1 out for Robert. Robert singled, then was caught stealing. Actually came off the bag on his stolen attempt, so it will go down in the book as a caught stealing. So Robert, 1 for 2. Drew a walk, scored a run in the first. And the first pitch swinging fouls it back towards the Lark dugout. I think it was snagged over there by Yusei on the on-deck circle.
Glad he did.
Quick throw. And Braden dives back in. And the 0-1 coming up one more time. Mersek works from the stretch. One skips into the dirt, and our count even up at 1-1. That one stays downstairs one more time, and our count 2 balls and 1 strike.
The Heston students just got an email talking about commencement being in Yost with one of the bachelor's degrees in the morning, and for us sophomores who will be continuing on somewhere, we will have that in the evening.
Interesting. As diving back in, Braden comes inside. That hits Robert. Robert aboard. And that is the 3rd Lark that's been plunked today. That was an off-speed pitch. Obviously no ill intent there. And that brings up Yusei. More on Twitter about the Astros and the cheating scandal going on?
Was this about them knowing about the calls? I've heard about this recently.
As Yusei takes a pitch outside for a strike on the outer corner. Yusei known on campus as Larry. And the 0-1. You say quickly chasing. He's behind 0-2. Mercek working. 2 aboard, 1 out. You say punches one. If that gets down, it's going to be trouble, but it's going to tail foul. And the count rides 0-2. You say trying to short himself up, and we've seen that over the time, Macy. The Japanese baseball players really do change their approach with 2 strikes. They're trying to put the ball in play, trying to punch it over there. Seen it time and time again. He's choked up now, trying to shorten everything up and put the ball in play. And you say looks at the pitch that stays downstairs, and our count 1-2.
You really have to battle out of these. Huh?
You do. You said Yusei still looking for his first hit on the season. Has a pair of walks and a strikeout today. So 0 for 1. Punches one foul and fights it off again. Yusei with 2 strikes. Some batter's box disco dancing by Staying Alive. As I'm starting to see jerseys out there at second base start to billow in the wind. And the 1-2. Gets away from the catcher. It's in the dirt, and the runners advance 90 feet. So now both runners move up 90 feet. Runners, ducks on the pond, or larks in the meadow, whichever you want to prefer for Yusei. Yusei hammers that one foul. And this wouldn't be a bad time for Yusei to pick up his first hit.
You just might be able to battle out of this.
Count right even at 2-2. That drifting outside and into the dirt from Mercek.
Do you not have Class B?
And our count full 3-2. Payoff pitch. Fly ball, right center field, going back. That could be trouble. That is going to be all the way to the fence. Yusei's going to pick up the extra bases. He's going to think 2. He'll pull into second with the stand-up double. A 2-run double for Yusei. And a great time to pick up the first hit of the year for Yusei as he gets to second and 2 more runs come across. And the Larks now lead 9-3.
It's a great hit for their season.
It really was. Way to start off with a double and 2 runs driven in. So this Lark team proving they have some gap-to-gap power out there. And that brings up Sean Maple. Sean's 1 for 2. Drew a walk in the first, singled in the second, and grounded into a fielder's choice. So Yusei's double tacks on 2. And the Larks lead 9-3. As Sean takes the off-speed pitch upstairs. And the count 0-1. That one downstairs, and our count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. So looking at the schedule as we go forward, we'll have Baseball Friday. Weather permitting, of course. Baseball Friday, Lark basketball on Saturday, and then we'll get out to the best Mullet Field for first Lark softball, weather permitting. The home opener. Sean on the ground of the third baseman goes right through the glove of Serrano, and Sean's going to be at first after the error. And runners at the corners for Peyton as the Larks now standing on the porch, hammering at the door with 1 away. Peyton drew a walk. He's 0 for 1, sacrifice fly and an RBI. As Peyton digs in. And Peyton tried to hit that to a different area code on his first swing. Misses in the count 0-1. That went downstairs. And Sean will trot over there too. First base on a wild pitch, or to second base on a wild pitch. That one hurt. That hit both the umpire and the catcher. That would have hurt me. Now the count even 1 ball, 1 strike. For our next goal, we're going to get Macy umpiring baseball and softball.
I think that might be where the line is drawn. I think the next step is to get me out on the field.
Gonna be a sideline correspondent.
I have absolutely no clue as to what I would do out in the field, but to get me out there is where we'll start.
Shortstop.
I'll throw the first pitch of every game.
There we go. The 1-2 coming up here from Mercek to Peyton. Peyton chases downstairs. Throw over in time. And Peyton strikes out for the second time today.
After Natty's at bat, I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle to class.
All right. Natty stepping up. He doubled his last at bat, drove in too. He's 1 for 3 on the afternoon.
We have 2 people on base.
Runners at second and third, both in scoring position. And that one gets through the catcher, and trotting home is Yusei. And the Larks add another run on the pass ball. One ball, no strikes here to Natty. The freshman deals. Natty fly ball, that is hammered. That is hit a ton. That is out to off the fence at 350, and Natty will have his second double as Natty blasts one to the fence and gets a double. And Natty drives in a run, and Macy's going to head out to class. Mace, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you when after class.
Second game, yeah.
So Macy heading out. Natty tacks on the run. Larks lead 11 to 3 here in the 5th. And that'll bring a visit out to the mound. That's what represents Coy. Represents what would be the game-ending run if he could score somehow. So now we're 2 outs after the double. Larks have hung 4 up in the inning. So Coy will dig in. Looks like they're going to talk that the visit is over. There's no action in the bullpen for York. As Coy will dig in. Coy and I were having a discussion the other day about walk-up songs. Bottom 5, 2 away, 1 on for the Larks after Natty doubles off the fence to the deepest part of the ballpark. First pitch swing, Coy pops it up on the right side. And Swanner makes the play. But the Larks do some damage. They tack up 4 runs in the inning. And they now lead after 5, 11-3. We're back after this here on the Lark Network.
The RN to BSN program offers hybrid courses scheduled to promote life balance and also offers a special RN to BSN tuition program. Hesston College provides the education and personal attention expected of a top private school at a cost comparable to public institutions. 100% of students who applied for financial aid received aid.
After classroom and clinicals, the ultimate goal is passing the RN licensure exam and getting a job. 98% of Hesston College's 1,600 graduates have achieved a RN licensure. Graduates are well respected in the healthcare industry with a great record of job placement. My employer loves hiring Hesston graduates and recruits them every spring.
Be a part of the tradition of caring as a Hesston College BSN student. Learn more about the Hesston College nursing program today.
And welcome back here to Oswald Field on the campus of Hesston College. Dalton Woody coming in to pitch here for the Larks. Dalton's numbers on the season, he's appeared in 2 games. He's 0-1. He's pitched 5 innings, given up 6 hits, 5 runs, all of which were earned, 7 walks and 3 strikeouts. Dalton has an ERA of 9.00. Looking to cut down on his earned run average. And he'll have to do it against Roland, Chavez, and Wallace coming to bat here for the Panthers of York as they trail now 11-3. Larks did tack up 4 in the bottom of the first. York got 3 back in the third, but the Larks runners and aggressive batting have come alive as they've tacked up 7 runs in the last 2 innings on only 6 hits. A couple of errors by the Larks, an error by York as we're into the 6th. Top 6 here, roll on. He's 0-for-2 with a pair of strikeouts. Due up, Chavez bats, follows him, and Wallace to round out the first 3 batters of the inning. And Woody works from the stretch primarily. And the first pitch stays upstairs. A lot of movement on Woody's pitch. Weather is starting to change as the front is rolling through slowly. The 1-0 coming up. That misses outside. Woody quickly behind to roll on. 2 balls, no strikes, or if you're from the Panther perspective, roll on ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 stays upstairs. And our count 3-0 now to roll on. Roll-on takes a strike as Woody finally paints the zone. Got a text saying, "Let's go, D." Mama Woody watching from work in Cibolo, Texas. Swing and a miss as Woody took something off on our count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I figured I'd hear from Woody's fan club here in a little bit, and I did. Actually, I really like the dedication as she's pulling out a nursing textbook while doing stats. That's impressive. Popped up, mile-high pop-up. Sean calling for it, comes into foul territory and makes the play. 1 away here in the top of the 6th. And this will be Tyler Chavez, the shortstop, 0-for-2. Larks lead 11-3. And Woody working here. And stays upstairs a little bit. And the 1-0 coming up. That's downstairs and a swing and a miss. And our count 1-1 to Chavez. Big curve stays upstairs. And they count 2-1. Ashley's running the stats computer and just making herself at home up here. Ashley's World. We're just lucky to be in that as that's fouled back. I count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hey, I know how it works. Had the pleasure of getting to call Ashley's games in the circle the previous 2 years for Hesston College softball. Swing and a miss. Dropping down. Kunske can't come up with it. And the strikeout recorded the error then. And now they're going to talk something over if he fouled it off or not, it looks like. I'm not going to put anything down on my scorebook because I'm working in pen. So both umpires talking something over. As it hit the bat, and that's going to be the key. The bat thrown, I don't know what they could talk over here with one out. Still a little discussion out there. You can see it on the right side of the screen. So he did not, and Chavez is aboard after the strikeout, but the error. And now Tim Cole coming out for a quick discussion. And wanting an explanation of the rules. So Chavez is aboard after the second Lark error of the contest. There's a little more discussion going on there. And Dylan Wallace, the catcher, who's over too. Coach Cole pleading his case, and they're having a very civil discussion about the ruling and everything. Still discussion. Not quite as long a discussion as I saw last year in the Labette softball game, when there was nearly 8 or 10 minutes of discussion between everyone. And it looks like the discussion's over. Coach Cole got his explanation. Just asking for a ruling. Dylan Wallace coming to bat with one away in our sixth. As Woody now working his first runner allowed. And misses upstairs just a little bit. Early on, Woody's curveball not curving. The 1-0 coming up. There's a curve that drops in for a strike, and now we're all even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch misses high on the inside, and our count 2-1. Wallace ahead. Like Quinn Gettle up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. Snap throw back. Just missing. Diving into first base was Chavez. He gets back just underneath the tag on our count now, even 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one poked foul into the campus activity center. And the count still remaining 2-2. Swing and a miss. And the Larks catch the runner going. A strike him out, throw him out, double play as Wallace strikes out. And Kunske gunning out Chavez over there at second. And that'll do it for the end of the 6th. Larks leads 11-3. We're back after this here on the Lark Network.
It's crazy to see how far I've been able to come in just a little under 2 years. Years 3 and 4, we're going to have some upper level aviation classes that are going to be really interesting. We're going to be able to instruct for the college, which will be awesome. We'll get to help along some of the younger students.
It's just exciting to kind of reach that process where you've put so much work into it and you have all these people rallying beside you, as well as instructors, as well as friends and family. And so when you accomplish that, it's an indication of kind of how much you've learned and kind of where you're headed. Right now is a really good time to get into the industry, and so I'm excited to kind of see how much it'll grow and what can come from that.
And welcome back here to Oswald Field on the campus of Hesston College. We are into our 6th inning, bottom of 6. Larks leading 11-3. With Larks having 6 hits but 3 errors here in the contest. And it'll be Kunske, Tate, and Braden all due up here for the Larks. Yeah. Merset coming to work. As Kunske and Tate, Braden all due up. Bottom 6, here we go from the friendly confines of Oswald Field. Usually Oswald Field plays a lot deeper in the spring, as it's 390 to center, 350 to the alleys, but we're talking the south wind from Kansas. Kunske on the ground, deep in the hole by Chavez, throw over just in time. Nice play by Chavez over there at shortstop to get Kunske. And there's one away. Tate Winfield coming to bat. Tate's been hit by a pitch, drew a walk, and struck out. So Tate steps in here with one away, bottom 6. Larks leading 11-3. And the first pitch from Mercek stays upstairs. Starting to see a few more sweatshirts being pulled out there, Ashley. Not for us. It's comfy up here in the press box. That one downstairs in the dirt, and our count moves 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 delivery. There's a looper dropping in for the base hit for Tate Winfield. And Tate has a single. And his first hit of the season. Braden drew a walk in his last at-bat. And that one misses downstairs and away. 1 ball to Braden. That one skips downstairs, and the count now moves 2-0. Mercek working quickly here. Fly ball right side up into the air. Long run for Dunaway, but that will drop foul. Braden a little bit behind on the outside pitch. Punches that, tries to go with it. Try not to do too much, and that's what you have to do with the approach as a hitter. Mercek steps off. Tate diving back in ahead of the throw. On our count 2-1. Fly ball hit out to right. Dunaway goes backhand, makes a play. Drops it. Dunaway drops it, and Braden will be aboard with the fielder's choice. And there are 2 outs. And that brings up Robert. Robert was hit by a pitch and takes a pitch high for a ball. Dunaway circled underneath it, dropped it, and then tosses over to second to get the force. Runner goes, and that stays inside, and Braden swipes his second, a stolen base for Braden. Count 2 balls, no strikes here to Robert. Lark's trying to do a little damage. Braden forces a throw over. So Braden gets on base 2 straight times. Has a stolen base to his credit. Now. And they count 2-0 to Robert. Robert watches that one downstairs on our count 3-0. With 2 away and a runner aboard at second base. That pitch stays low, and Robert draws a walk. As his on-base percentage very high at 800 on the day. He's been on 4 of the 5 times this afternoon. And that brings up Yusei. Yusei doubled his last at bat. Broke out of his slump with the double and drove in a pair. Yusei hammers one foul towards the Lark bullpen. He's quickly behind with a strike. The 0-1. Braden dives in. Not sure what that text meant I just got. So whoever texted could try it again. On the 0-1. Nice block by Wallace to keep in front of him, keep the runners where they are, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Another good block by Wallace, but the count moves 2-1 for Yusei. Yusei drew a walk in the first, struck out, drew another walk, and then doubled his last at bat. That one's downstairs, and our count 3 balls, 1 strike to Yusei. Yusei last year was excellent putting the ball in play and working all forms of the field. Downstairs, you say draws the walk. That's walk number 3 that he has drawn today. And the bases are loaded for Sean Maple. Sean's been swinging a hot bat. 1 for 4, though, today with a single, or excuse me, 1 for 3. Drew a walk, singled, reached on fielder's choice, and reached on an error. Bases loaded for Sean and the Larks with 2 away. And Sean takes a pitch downstairs in the dirt, 1 ball. No one up in the York bullpen. It looks like York is going to ride Mercek out here in the 6th. Mercek gets his sign, coming set, and finds the lower corner of the zone in the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 coming up. Sean taps it, and that'll be foul. Now the count 1-2. Braden over there at third base, doing what he needed to be in foul territory. Always have to run in foul territory. If the ball hits you, it's foul. Now they count 1-2 to Sean. That one stays outside, and our count moves to Deuces Wild across the top of the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A couple more fans out there in right field in the cars. Mercek stepping off. Wallace getting a different set of signs. And the pitch. On the ground, deep at Chavez, going short way, and the ball gets through. Run comes home. Second one on the way, and that is going to do it on the error as the Larks get 2 across and finish the game with the 13-3 victory on Sean's little dribbler as he got aboard. The final score here from game 1, Larks win 13-3. We will take a break and come back with the start of our second game in about 20-25 minutes here on the Lark Network.